Hello guys, my name is Desmond and I welcome you to my lesson for today, where we'll be looking at your mathematics. Obviously, we are still on trigonometry. So ladies and gentlemen, please do allow me to say it is very much important that I say it is very, very much important, because what I'm about to say, it's massively, 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 hey, massively important, ladies and gentlemen, that I say a day without learning something new, it's a day wasted. By so saying, Hamisa, please, Amorelang, please, 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 please. Please do make sure that by the end of each and every lesson that I conduct, you learn something new. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So, obviously, you guys did confirm just now to say a question paper was sent in the group, and all of you guys were able to see that question paper. So, what we'll be doing in today's lesson is to quickly go through that question paper. I'm hoping to take you through everything that you need to be aware of as far as trigonometry is concerned. So, for the last time, can you guys be able to clearly hear me when I speak? And again, can you clearly see over there?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 100%. So, let me just quickly try to bring the question paper, even though some of you guys might not see for some other reason, but I'll just try to zoom it in so that I magnify that information. So, here, question 3, let me see. Question 3 says, this is 3.1. It says the functions f of x is equals to cos 2x and g of x is equals to sine into x plus 45 are given. Use answer sheet A and sketch the graphs of f and g on the same set of axes. For the interval, x is the element of negative 90 degrees and 180 degrees. So, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like from time to time, when they want you to sketch a function, they will also give you that limitation or range to say, starting from, in this case, negative 180, negative 90 all the way up to 180 degrees. So these are the functions that we are given. Let me just maybe use a different marker over there. So we are given f of x being equals to cos of 2x. And g of x being equals to sine of x. Is it plus? Yes, is plus 45 degrees. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So let's see. The range, they said, where x, it is the element of negative 90 degrees and 180 degrees. So remember, in this case, you are given answer sheet, which is named answer sheet A, that you must sketch on. So let me just make an assumption that I am not given that answer sheet. What I do know very well is that if I want to be safe, I can just go down up to like an interval of 30s of 30. I'm not sure. Is there one of you guys who still remember the rules for sketching this type of functions? Is there someone who remember? No one, no one, no one. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. No one. My chance, no one. Okay, it's fine. So remember, guys, one of the most important rules to try and sketch this function, that's for you to determine the period. We do know very well that the period for the cos and the sine functions are 360 degrees. So that 360 degrees, that means for this one of sine, that angle, it is actually 360 degrees. But for this one, can you see it has that number in between? So that means the period for this one is 360 degrees. But for this one having a number between the trig ratio and the angle, if you want to find the period for specifically that one, you divide by that same number over there. Then what are you having? You have 180. So that means, let me do this. Let me do this and say for cos 2x and for sine of x plus 45 degrees. This is how you determine the period. Firstly, you say the period for the cos function and the sine function. We do know very well that it is 360 degrees. But the moment we start having a number there, it is no longer 360 degrees, but it is 360 degrees divided by whatever the number you are having. In this case, we are having 2, which means the period for that wall is equals to 180 degrees. That means if it was 3 there, you were going to divide by 3. If it was 4, divided by 4. It was 5, 10, you get what I'm saying? So now, in this case, what are you having? So can you see in between there, you have invisible 1. So now it means in this case, if you want to find the period of that wall, it is 360 degrees divided by 1. That is why we always say for the sine is 360 degrees. If it was just cos x, we know there's an invisible 1. 360 divided by 1 gives you that 360. So here it means it's 360. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. Okay, so now we do have this period and that period. So the next step that you need to do is to try and find the critical values. Why do you need the critical values? Is so that you've got an idea of by how much you should space your angles over there. Very, very much. You can't use 90 because if you use 90, ladies and gentlemen, remember they said from negative 90 and that. Just imagine this is your Cartesian plane. This is negative 90. You are going to have 90 on this side. Already you are on 180 degrees. So you will need those values in between. These are what we call the critical values. All of these values are what we call the critical values because you use them to accurately plot your function. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So now, how do we find the critical values? So between these two periods, you need to make use of the smaller wall. The smaller 1, because if you use the smaller one, automatically it is going to accommodate that wall. So that means when you find the critical values, it is actually the period divided by 4. This is the formula for calculating a CR, if you remember, guys. So what is 180 divided by 4? I think I still have it on my calculator. Divided by 4, I'm getting what is it, 45 degrees. So that means we can possibly try to space whatever into intervals of 45. Even if you use 30, still fine. But maybe let's try and use that 45 over there and see how far we can go with that. I'm not sure. Are you guys with me over there, wherever you are? Are we together, guys? Anyone who's got a question before I start plotting for 3.1?
We're together, sir.
Last one to confirm.
No questions.
No further question, Your Honor. Okay, so let me quickly remove all of these. I'm just going to quickly remove all of these, and then from there, I'm going to try and plot. So very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, because you have your straight horizontal line called the x-axis. So you are going to be plotting more on the positive side of the axis. That is why I'm just going to have my vertical, my vertical y-axis over there, so that I've got negative 45 and I've got negative 90. So very, very much important that you write that information over there. Obviously here it's 0. Let's say positive 45, positive 90. What's the next number there? What's the next number there? Let's see. What is 90?
135.
135. Okay, someone is saying 135. Let's write 135 over there. And then the next one, is it 180, the next one? I think so. Yes, 180. So can you guys see, we did start from there up to there. That is what they told us to do. Remember, guys, this question is allocated 6 marks. I'm telling you, if you do not know how to come up with the critical values, that's where you will get it wrong. So there we can maybe say this is our 1, this is our positive, negative, negative. So this is going to be let's say our 1, and then this is going to be our 2. Obviously here negative 1, then we can maybe say negative 2 over there. So now comes the easy part. What is the easy part? Obviously is to take f of x. Let's maybe start with f of x. Then we're just going to be punching over there. Remember, guys, when you punch that angle, just do it this way and have 2 brackets there. So we're going to start with our very first critical value over there. What are we going to be having there, ladies and gentlemen? It is cos of 2 into negative 90. I'm getting negative 1. I'm just not sure what you guys are getting over there. What are you guys getting? Are you also getting negative 1? Bantu Bagit.
It's 1.
Let's see. What about negative 45? I'm getting 0. What are you guys getting?
0.
Someone is getting 0. What about angle 0 there? I'm getting 1. What are you guys getting?
Same, sir.
0. Let's go to positive 45. I'm getting 0. I'm not sure. What are you guys getting there?
0.
Let's go to 90. I'm getting -1. I'm not sure. What are you guys getting over there?
-1.
135. On 135, I'm getting 0. I'm not sure. What are you guys getting there?
0.
0.
I'm now on 180. I'm not sure. No. I'm sure you guys got a 1. That's true, isn't it? So now, all that we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, it is just to join all of this. Listen to a Mina Toko there. Lona barata pila motla pingwa Yesu hopola zesi. Isn't there someone who's going to join me with the first part there? Or you don't know the song? Hopola zesi ya tsila. Hey, guys, can you see how nice these things are? Very, very much important. Remember, as soon as you are done, make sure to give it a name because we're plotting f of x. I'm not sure. Everyone happy there? Or
Yes, sir.
is
Yes, sir.
someone, are we leaving someone
Yes, sir.
behind? I don't think so. I think wonke umntu ujabulile. Let's see. Now, let's plot the second wall. Which is g of x. It's equals. I'm not sure. Is there someone who can interpret for us this one of g of x? What are you seeing over there? Or maybe what can you say, or what can you tell about that specifically? Anyone? What can you say about that, Bantu Bagiti? Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. No one. Hey. Okay. So let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, remember the general formula of a trig functions. It's in the form of y. It's equals to a. For sine, it is therefore going to be sine of the angle plus q. We know that this q, it influences the vertical shift, meaning the function can shift up or down. But how does it shift sideways? That's if we temper with that angle. Can you see in this case? So that means we do not have any vertical shift. It is 0. That is why it is not even written anything over there. But now, the moment you start saying x plus 45, if you want to know the shift, you just equate this inside to 0. So that means you've got x plus 45 equals to 0, which means x is equals to -45. So what it means is that this function of sine, it has shifted by 45 degrees on the negative side of the Cartesian plane. So it's more like this same a function of f. If you shift it by -45, it's more like you take it as it is and then you shift it to the left. So that means it is going to pass there at 90 and then does that at 45 and then it touches there at 0 and then it goes to -1 there and then it cuts there and then 1 there and then yes. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say over there. But here, if it was -45 or -30 or whatever angle, so that means here it's negative, which means there you end up having a positive value, which means that same function, it is now shifted by 45 units to the right. So that means this dot, it now moves there. This one, it moves by 45. It's more like you just shift everything by 45 or to that position of 45. I'm not sure. Are you guys getting what I meant by that? Do you now understand it better?
Yes, sir.
Last one to confirm.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 100%. So now, let's try to plot. Okay, so that means you are just going to be substituting there. What are we having there? It's plus. Just be careful of that. It is a plus there, and then we just change that one from time to time. So let's see. What are we going to be having there? It is going to be sine into, we start with negative 90, close plus 45. You close, it is equals to, I'm getting negative 0.7. I'm just not sure if you guys are also getting the same thing, but maybe I can just make a point somewhere there. I'm not sure. Are you guys getting the same thing, or is it only me? Let's see.
Same answer.
Negative 45, I'm getting a 0. Let's see. Obviously, I'm at 0. At 0, I'm getting that 0.7. So I can just maybe assume it to be somewhere there. Assume it to be somewhere there. Okay, so now let's move on to positive 45. I'm getting 1. I'm just not sure if you guys are also getting a 1. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. Being 90, I'm getting a positive 0.7. Remember, you might find it as a fraction, but convert it to a decimal so that you know where that point is. Let's go to the next one, being 135. I'm getting 0 bantu bakithi. Angazi ukuthi lina lapho lithola yini. Awuthi sibone 180 ukuthi usiphathele yini. 180 mina ngithola negative 0.71. Angazi ukuthi nina ngithona ini lapho. Awuthi sibone ukuthi sikayibeka kuphi. Mina ngibeka lapho. Manje okusondelayo ngomva ngelokho ukuthi ujoyine amadodi. Awuthi ngibone ukuthi angeke ngishumshe into emnyama ukuthi ngijoyine amadodi ana. Uyenza kanje lento manje uconnecta elosibili. Uyenza kanje angazi ukuthi lina liyayibona le ndaba. Awuthi sibone ukuthi siyenza kanjani lento lena. Manje uconnecta lana nalana. Ucaphele ukuthi ungayimoshi. Awuthi sibone ukuthi uyenza kanjani. Uyabona ukuthi imarker yami manje iyandisappointa. Let me find another marker. There, it seems like this one is a better one. Then you just connect like that. Where is the next point? There is the last point. I'm not sure if you guys are happy over there. Isn't there someone who's being lost by that diagram over there? Libhizi liyahleka lapho. Bantu bakithi, mina ngiyazibuzela ukuthi layithola lento le. Chumi, are you happy there?
Yes, sir.
Uyayibona ukuthi siyenza kanjani lento?
Yes, sir.
Uyayibona ukuthi hey, iyenzani lento? Ilula kanjani? Uyayibona ukuthi ilula kanjani lento le?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Sp, whoa. Can you see how we work it out? My Emmys, happiness.
So I'm happy.
Shreyas confirmed that is happy. Last one to confirm. Is it everyone who's happy there? We can move to the next question, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just be careful of something, guys. Just make sure that after you are done with your sketch, especially when you're practicing, don't remove it. Just leave it as it is, because upcoming questions might be based on that. But I'm not sure, guys, because I know you guys have been having a challenge with plotting the trig functions. Do you not find it easy after these few lessons that we had, guys? Do you think you will still be having some difficulties if similar question comes?
No, not at all.
Not at all, nah. Hmm. You just connect these points, having a very nice Minatoko there. So what I'm going to do now, it is just to remove all of these. No, maybe let me try to use that space over there. I'll see if all of our answers can fit in there. Maybe let me remove that because it's not really needed. Let's see. We can just leave it as that. Maybe move on to 3.2. Let's see. What are they saying there? I'm not sure if you guys still have that question paper, but the question says, using the graph. No, use the graph and write down the following. The range of f. You, magazine. I'm not expecting you guys to get this one wrong. But remember, guys, we forgot to do something on that sketch. Is there someone who can tell what we forgot to do? I know Amy knows very well. What did we forget to do, Majens?
Label
graph.
the graph.
We forgot to label. Is it me or is it you who forgot? Because me, I remembered. It seems like it's you guys who forgot. Because me, I remembered. Okay, so just make sure to remember at all times that you pay full attention to all details. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So here comes the question. What is the range van f? Remember, mention your name and I will recognize you, honorable member. This question is allocated 2 marks. I'm going to give you 2 marks for getting it correct. What is the range van f?
+1 and -1.
Sir, can you repeat question 3.2.1 again in Afrikaans?
Guys, I got disappointed by the network. I'm just not sure of what's going on over there. I had Shreyas requesting for the question to be asked in African. Shreyas, you want it in Afrikaans?
Yes, I do Afrikaans.
In Afrikaans, use the graph and teken die following. Wat is die range van f? Hmm?
So you're saying English.
So, in English phrase, use the graph and write down the following, the range of f.
So we must find out that what is the omvang van F.
Hey, 3 years. Do you know Africans that deep? Me, I'm guessing, my friend. I don't even know what I'm saying there.
I learned Afrikaans in school. Van
Oh,
Grien
you
tot
do
graad 1.
Afrikaans. Hey, you must teach me 3 years. I wish to know Afrikaans, but it's hammering me. That's why I end up speaking Zulu 3 years. Zulu is small waters. Okay, 3 years. You tell me, what is the answer for that one? Since you are still on the line, even though you're breaking 3 years, I'm just praying that it doesn't keep on breaking. But what is it, 3 years?
So X will be X is the elements of R.
X is the element of R. Okay. So the other guys, it's either you agree or you do not agree. If you do not agree, what is the second option? Or how do you respond to that question which says, what is the range van F?
Say, do I have to answer that really? Give an answer, Rafaela. Or
If I answer, o ka nna e tlhalosa ha o batla. Choose masculinity.
na answer ya ka ke kry-a +1 and -1.
Manje ngibhala kanjani? Who's speaking? Amy, how do I write it?
Mina, I can't explain, but my answer in Pile is
Okay. We also have 1 and -1. Another try. Another one to give it a try. Okay. So let's see. Remember, guys, I'll explain it again. When we talk about the range, we talk about the y values. And then when we talk about the domain, that's when we talk about the x values. So 3 years, it's more like in this case, we completely don't comment on the x values because the x value is mostly about the domain. So that means now we need to talk about the range. So now, what is the range? So if you remember, guys, I said if you've got a wave which is doing that, and we say, what is the range? The range means it is actually doing whatever within this range. So that means you must give that value and again that value. So how you write it, Amy, you are going to say y. Why? Because the range, it is about the y value. So you're going to say y, it is the element of. You remember I gave the formula, guys. I said minimum and maximum. I'm just not sure if you guys remember. But it is therefore going to be -1 and 1. Why? Because this function of f is ranging within 1 and -1. I'm just not sure, guys. Were you not there in yesterday's lesson when I was explaining that part, guys? I'm sure I did something like y is the element of. Then I said a minimum, and then I said max. I'm just not sure if you guys remember this. Unless if I was dreaming, having a lesson explaining that. So can you guys see that you do not fail because you do not know? You do know, but you forgot. So how do you solve the problem of forgetting? That means you need to practice some more. Because on my side, I only say it once and I assume you will remember it because you understand it. But anyway, are you guys happy with that answer there? Is it everyone who's happy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
Okay. Then in that case, I'll just remove all of these. Then we move on to the next question. Remember, guys, remember, I've sent the notes in the library. So just make sure that you check. So now, the next question says the period of G. What is the period of G? And this question is allocated 1 mark. What is the period of G, guys?
360 degrees.
I've got an answer of 360 degrees. Uh, is that true or is that correct? Is that correct?
180. Sir.
180.
180.
180. Another one. Okay, let's see. We have 360 and then 180. Can maybe someone explain why 360? The other one one. The other one one. No. What is my tongue saying now? I'm saying the other one is saying 360 and the other one 180. Can you explain how did you get to 360 and the other one, how did you get to 180 degrees? Yes, this is what I wanted to say. I need a talisman there.
The period of sin is equal to 360. It cannot be 180 because there is no number like after sign that's outside the brackets.
So, yeah,
Okay,
it's true.
point taken, Your Honor. What about the 180 Majans? What about that one? How did you get that one? Oh,
Sir, Nikishevile restriction and then yeah.
oh, sure. You know, I know. Who was speaking there?
Onkamogetse.
Okay, so Onkamogetse, maybe tell me, because you're not the first one to mention that. Maybe is it how they taught you at school to say when you want to know the period, maybe you look at that restriction? Is that how they taught you?
No, sir.
Oh, okay, you're just giving it a try, ne?
Yes.
Okay, no, then it's fine. So just always remember that the period for sine and cos always is 360 degrees. and then for tan always is 180 degrees. But the moment, let's say for example, let's say sun angle, a cos angle, tan angle. This is the standard. A The moment you start having something like maybe 1/2 there, or it could be 4, it could be 5, whatever, you just know that for sine is 360. But because of this, then it becomes 360 divided by 1/2. Then if you punch all of this on a calculator, it is going to give you the period of sine that half in between. If you have 2 there, then it is going to be 360 degrees divided by that 2. Then whatever that you get is the period. For tan, if you have 3 there, then it is going to be 180 degrees divided by that 3. You get the period for that. So for the period, never focus on the restriction over there. This thing is only to tell you that when you plot, start from here and then end from there. So it doesn't mean 180 it is the period. If 180 is the period, what about this one? And also the period says it is the period in which the function repeats itself. Yes. So the sine and the cos repeat itself after every 360 degrees. So that means from 0 to 360, it does a complete shape. And then on the negative side, a complete shape. If we continue, a complete shape after intervals of 360. But for tan, it does that complete shape after every 180. I'm not sure. Is Almal happy? Is Almal happy? Is Almal Kheluku?
Yes, sir.
So,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm just going to remove that because we did answer that question. So now let's see. Where are we? We are now on 3.2.3. I want you guys to notice something. I think we did this question. Can someone just confirm? Remember, they said use the graph and write down the following. You don't need to calculate anything here. You just look at the graph and then you write down. So they say write down the number of x values for which f of x is equals to g of x. The number of x values for which f of x is equals to that. Do you guys not remember this type of a question on the previous questions that we have done on the previous days?
so
Do you guys remember it or not? Hmm?
Remember?
Okay. So how can we answer that question, Majens?
my answer, I think, would be 3.
Someone is saying 3. Okay. Another one. Hmm? Okay. Is it 3 or is it a different value?
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
repeat the question.
Okay. Let me maybe bring it back. Let me bring it back. Here is here as the question. So they say use the graph and write down the following: the number of x values for which f of x is equals to g of x. The question is repeated. We had our first attempt being 3, so I'm not sure if that is correct or if it's not. What do you guys think is the answer there?
I think it's 2.
We have 3 and then we have 2. Isn't there someone who think maybe it's 1,000 or something? Okay, maybe let's start with the smaller number 2. So how did you get to 2, honorable member? Okay, let's go to 3. How did you get 3, honorable member?
Say, I get this thing, but it kata hakai more. Nase I can explain mo grafong engwe or mo ntweng engwe. I don't know. So na impile hore e kata high 3. I'm not sure if my answer is correct or not.
Hey, Amy, wena mo Pitori ne o bua Pitori again. Ma Emmys.
Ke tswa kwa Ndebele.
Mara ke re go utlweletse go utlwa o bua Pitori. A o dule Pitori. Ma Emmys.
Ke tla Pitori.
Mara e tlhalosa ka Pitori uri e utlwagale re batla o e utlwa ape re utlweletse bjano re batla o utlwelela gore o e tlhalosa bjang ntho ena o ska tshaba e tlhalosa ka Pitori re utlwe gore gore go iragalang go iragalang pila folofa ma Emmys.
Ke tlhalosa ke nna o. Ke tlhalosa gore ntwe grafo e hore f of x le g of x e kata high kae e tsamaya like ya ko cut high kae ko di y le di x. That's what I'm not sure.
Hey, no ke go utlweletse o sota tlhalosement fela ha re ke tlhalose o tla mpolella. Hey, someone wants to tlhalosita ke re bua Pitori a ke re Hamisa wa se itse Pitori. No if o itse Pitori o ka nna e tlhalosa ka Pitori re batla go e utlwelela gore re tlhalosa bjang pila ka Pitori. Hamisa.
So, because they said that G and F has to be equal, the only 2 points where G and F are equal is -45 and 135. So those are the 2 points I found.
Hamisa na pena ke re o batla o tlhalosa ka Pitori. Okay. Let me explain, Bantu Bakiti. 3 years. This is what honorable member Amy was trying to say over there. Hamisa, I'm also going to include you in this explanation. So let's see. The question wants the number or how many times does f of x equals to g of x. This thing on its own, it means where this thing touch this one. Miami, instead of using, what are you saying, cut? Were you saying cut or yes, instead of cut,
Instead of time.
yes, of cut, use the word touch. That's when you're going to explain it even better. Because you forget about the x-axis and the y-axis. You only concentrate on F and G. So when you concentrate on F and G, at how many points are these two functions touching each other? That is what they want. You just give that number. I'm not sure. Hamisa, are you getting it now? It's not about the x, it's not about the y. It's about at how many points is this thing equals to that. Remember, where they are equal, that's where they are touching. Otherwise, that's where they cut each other, if you like, my emis. But other than that, I think this is the best way to use. How many times does f of x touch g of x or g of x touch f of x? How many times?
3.
I hear someone saying 17. Who said that?
It's
Spiwo,
3.
was it you? So, Hamisa, are you happy there with that number 3?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the first point at which the two functions touch each other. This is the second point at which the two functions touch each other. This is number 3, the third point at which both of these graphs touch each other. So the number, it is 3. Then that's how you score yourself 1 mark. So that is why I was saying, just make sure that when you plot or when you sketch, you have your thing accurately plotted over there. Because if you don't, you won't be able to use your sketch to answer the questions based on your sketch. I hope everyone is happy on that wall. So now let's try to move to the next one. Hey, what are they saying here? They say determine for which value or values of x where x is the element of that will cause 2x times sun into x plus 45 be less or equals to 0. Yo. Hey, this one it's a bit tricky to understand, which makes it a bit tricky to even extrapolate. I'm just not sure. Is there someone who's having a better understanding of exactly what are they saying over there? Ungayichaza ngesizulu makudingeka. Ungayichaza ngaSpitori ha o tlhokega. Bana ba bomma ka mo Limpopo. Ao. No e lebella tabe la e tlhalosa until re ikwishisha. Shreeyas. Ek kan nie verstaan of jy verstaan. Wat is wat? Hey, nathi Debori. Lekhoto fesesa ngange venda. Ati de. Ore bone bo fesesa. Ore ukhoto etiam. Determine for which value or values of x. Oh, okay. I'm noticing something. Determine for which value or values of x. So that means my answer will be based on the x values. Why? Because they say determine for which value or values of x, where x is the element of that. Well, so there, where it says where x is the element of 0 and 1, this is a restriction. So they're saying whatever that you are determining, you should focus between 0 and 180, whereby cause that times sign that is less than or equals to 0. Hey, ungathi le izoba nkinga le. What is this? Oh, whoa. This is it F? This is F, Mos. And this is G. So it's more like they're saying where G, when you multiply G by F, it will be less or equals to 0. No, wait. Let me try to write that. So they are saying where cos of 2x multiplied by sine of x plus 45 degrees, it's going to be less or equals to 0. Remember, this one is F, this one is G. So it's more like they're saying where f of x you multiply it by g of x will be less or equals to 0. And remember, you must focus from 0 up until 180 degrees. So it's more like within this restriction. At what x values are you going to have this graph multiplying by this graph being less or equals to 0? What is a number which is less than 0, guys? Negative number. Yes. So that means all the negative numbers or otherwise 0. That should be where when you multiply this by that, you will get values which are less than or which are negative or 0. Yeah. Negative or 0. 2 marks. Yeah. I got to greedy. This thing is a bit tricky, man. I'm not sure. Is there someone who's got an idea of what exactly can we do over there?
Re berekisa this 0 is to 180 degrees only, or are we using any other numbers?
Okay, let's maybe try to do these. Let's try to do these. So can you see they're saying determine for which x value? So that means you must give x values, and obviously x values are the angles. So it means you might give 0 degrees, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 135 degrees, or 180 degrees. But you must give those x values whereby when you multiply this by that, you get values which are less or equals to 0.
Na imphile ke berekise 135 degrees. Then imphile less than 0.
Se nakiberekise negative 45 empa 0.
No. Why am I saying this, honorable member? They said where x it is the element of 0 and 45 degrees. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So you cannot go to the negative side. Very, very much important. Do you get it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
nna
yes,
ke
yes,
berekisa
yes, yes.
135 degrees.
Okay. Or maybe
Um,
let's give it a
sorry.
try, Bantu Bagit. Let's give it a try. So
Can I
let's
try
try to
to
substitute.
answer?
Yeah, but who's speaking? Okay, Hamisa.
Hamisa.
Okay.
Ma, I got the answer of 45 degrees and 135 degrees.
Someone got 45 and 130. Okay, let's give it a try and check. So we are going to firstly start checking 0 degrees. Let's maybe go to 45 degrees, and then we'll also try 90 degrees. We'll also try 135 degrees. We'll also try 180 degrees. So let's say a cos of 2 into and then we multiply by, let's say, sine what is it? It's obviously going to be a value there, which is an angle. Then we plus by 45 degrees, and then we just want to check which values are giving less than or values being equals to. So remember this thing, it means you must get a negative value or otherwise 0, because a value which is less than 0 is a negative value, and then this equal, it means or otherwise equals to 0. That's how you interpret that. So let's try to punch. Let me see. I'll also be doing this one by myself. I don't trust you guys. You guys have been showing me some miracles lately. I'm going to no. What am I doing now? Hey, what am I doing? Why am I showing myself some flames there? I'm going to start with 0 and then times sine of 0, because I'm testing for 0, and then 45. For this one, I'm getting a positive value. So that means 0 is not a possible answer. Let's go and edit. Let's try 45. You must edit there and also there and use 45. Can you see I'm getting 0? So this one is a possible answer. Let's go to 90 now. Let's go to 90. Let's also there edit and have 90. Can you see with 90 I'm getting a negative value? So this is a possible answer. I'm going to edit again. Let's see, 135. 135. Yes, 135 also, it is giving what is it? 0. So remember, you just need a negative value or 0. That's it. That's all that you're looking for. Let's go and edit and look for 180, and then there 180 is equals to, yes, I'm also getting a negative value. So that means these are the answers, guys. These are the answers. But remember, you need to mathematically represent these answers. I think one may say that's where x is equals to 45 degrees. Again, that's where x is equals to 90 degrees. Again, that's where x is equals to 135 degrees. Again, that's where x is equals to 180 degrees, because they said determine for which values of x where x is the element of 0 to 180. This thing multiplied by that will be less or equals to 0. So you have that, you have that, you have that, you have that. So someone can still summarize all of this thing and say that's where maybe x it is the element of what is it? No. Let me write it in that form of an inequality to say that is between 45 and 180 degrees. So this is how you write between. This is how you write between. Between what and what? Is it not between 45 degrees and 180 degrees? I'm not sure. Are you guys getting it there, or is it the only me who's getting it reg over there?
I'm getting it.
La utlwisisa ba Spitori, la utlwisisa ka fo Shreyas in KZN, yay Frostan. Hey, it seems like Shreyas is gone. Let me see. Amogelang. Why utlwisisa ka fo? Crazy Racy. Why taller? Oh, moji today.
Yes, sir.
Oh, right, man.
Saying right.
Okay. So now let's try to move to the last question. I'm hoping you guys can try to stretch your minds on this one also to get it correct. It is not that much complicated, I am telling you. So it reads as follows. So it says, determine the equation of the graph of H. Someone call H H, and others call it me, I call it H. Determine the equation of the graph of which represents the graph of G, shifting up 1 unit and 30 degrees to the right. Yo. Determine the equation of the graph of H. Okay, so now they want you to find the equation of the graph of H. Very, very much important. So that means you're going to have H of X is equals to. What is it going to be equal to? It is going to be equals to the graph of G, but G shifted up by 1 unit and 30 degrees to the right. I'm not sure. Anyone to give it a try, guys? Hmm? Hmm? Who's going around? Who's going around? Skuri. Hey. Ta ta. Oh na na na. Grace. Hey. Oh. Oh. Hey. Oh. Na na na. Who's going around? Who's going around? Kuni. Who's going around? Who's going around? Kuni. Who's going around? Who's going around? Anzuni Odi. Oh. Guys, I'm giving you some time to think about that war. Don't mind me singing. I love this song a lot, even though I don't know what they're saying there. But, hey. Oh, stiriri, ta, 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 stiriri, ta, ta, ta. Hey, Guys, are you still thinking, or you've given up? Which one? Or are you busy dancing there? Hamisa, are you thinking or dancing that side? Chumi
I
chumi.
am lost.
Hey, okay. Let's try to unpack it and see how far we can go with that one. So they say determine the equation of h. So that means already you know you must be having a or giving h of x. So they say this h must represent the graph of g, but this g must shift by 1 unit up and again 30 degrees to the right. We know very well, ladies and gentlemen, that that graph of g of x is equals to a sine of angle being x plus 45 degrees. If we want to shift this function upward, what do we do to that function, guys? If we want to shift it by 1 unit upward, what do we do to that function? What do we add on that equation? Do we not just add 1 there, Makaizeni? Because we said this thing influence the vertical shift. Do you not remember the standard formula which says A sine of angle plus Q? And this Q is for the vertical shift. So we just plus it by 1. Then we know we have shifted it upward. So when we want to shift it horizontally, we are going to tamper with that. So that means this angle, we must work it out with that one. If it shifts to the right, that means in there you are going to minus it. If it was shifting to the left, there you were going to add it in the opposite sign. So it's more like now that angle, it is as it is as x plus 45, but because it is shifting by 30 to the right, inside the brackets there, you substitute it as 30 degrees. What is 45 minus 30? Is it not 15 degrees? So that means h of x, it is actually sine into x plus 15 degrees plus 1. I'm not sure if I'm still losing you guys with that one. I'm not sure. Anyone still lost? So that I can explain again.
Please explain.
Please explain again, sir.
Let me remove all of that. Okay, so let's see. The general formula is y is equals to a sine of x plus q. This is the general formula. Okay, let's take it step by step. We said this part influences the vertical shift. If this function shifts upward, it means we're going to have a positive value there. If it shifts downwards, it is going to be a negative value. So in the question there, they said it shifts up by 1 unit. So that means it shifts by plus 1. So that means it is y is equals to a sine of x plus 1. So do you understand this one of vertical shift by 1 unit up?
Yes, sir.
The up and down shift, it is as easy as that. When it comes to the sideways shift, if they say something shift to the right by 30 degrees. So it's more like they just shifted by 30 degrees. But this is where it shifts. So in the equation, you write it as y is equals to, you still have a, then is sine of that angle. If they say to the right, inside the brackets, you write it as a negative sign. You still have that plus 1 for that vertical shift. So if they set 75 degrees to the left, inside the brackets, you write it as the opposite sign, being a plus 75 degrees. Why in the opposite side? Because if you were given this as an equation and you want to know by how many units in which direction it shifted, you take this thing and you equate it to a 0. What is that? X plus 75 is equals to 0. Then you transpose, you end up here, x is equals to negative 70. Then you know negative means on the left side 75, and then means by 75 to the left. But in the question they said to the right by 30 degrees. So now if it shifted by 30 degrees to the right, already on the equation we had, what was a? It was just invisible 1. And then we had sine of. Already from the original equation there, we already have x plus 45 degrees as an angle. There, they said it shifted by 1 unit upwards. Remember, they said you must find h of x, whereby that graph of g, it gets to be shifted upwards by 1 and by 30 to the right. So that means here you now start writing it as h of x. So that means h of x is actually equals to sine of x plus 45. They said it shift to the left or to the right, guys. You tell me, does it shift to the left or to the right? What did the question say?
The question stated that it shifts to the right, so the number is going to be negative.
Yes, here you write it as negative 30 degrees. Did they say it's going to shift up or down, and by how many units?
By
Up
1 unit.
by 1 unit.
Which means we are going to shift it by 1 unit upward. What is this minus that?
15.
15.
Yes. Then on your next step, you simplify it. You write it as a simplified form as just x plus a 15 degrees. This is your final answer, guys. This is exactly what they wanted you to do. I'm not sure. Does it now make sense, Nyana Nyana, there?
Yes.
Okay, let's say it shifted by 45 units to the right. How was it going to look like? Still shifted 1 unit up and then 45 degrees to the right. What was going to be h of x for that change?
It was going to be hx is equal to sine, open brackets, x, close brackets, plus 1.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Because if it shifts by 45 to the right, you have x plus 45 already. Then you write it as the opposite sign being 45. So that cancels that. So you have sine of x plus 1. That's it. If it was shifted, let's say maybe by 90, then you are just going to do the same, plus 45 degrees and then you minus by 90. Then you punch this and you get a negative value. Then you just say x minus whatever negative value, and then you say plus. That's it. Easy, 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 easy. I'm not sure. Do you guys allow me to sign out? Is everyone happy there?
Happy, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for joining. You do know very well that my name is Desmond, and I'm out.